Hey, the PMP exam is one of the most difficult tests for professionals, and we've heard this from everyone. But not to worry, you have a coach who eats the PMBOK for lunch. Here he is to set the record straight for you, your friend Phil.
Hello everyone, how you doing today? I hope you are ready for another Dataflow exercise. Now the Dataflow exercise I'm going to show you today might be common to a few people, but there might be one curveball output that you will be guessing about. So I'm going to show you that right away. Know thy data flows. So today, as usual, we've got process A and process B. We can see that process A is giving us work performance reports and process B is giving us project communications. So which process gives us work performance reports, and where does it go to for us to be able to get project communications? As usual, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it, and I'm going to come back and tell you the answer. So hit the pause button right now if you don't want to hear the answer and you need to think about it a little bit more. Hit that pause button. I'm going to meditate. Are you ready? Let's go. So, A gives you work performance reports. The only process that does this is monitor and control project work. That gives you work performance reports. Now, these work performance reports need to be distributed. In addition to distributing these work performance reports, they can help us with a lot of other things. So the question is, how do we distribute these work performance reports? Can you guess what the answer is? It has to do with communications. So which communications process do we use as a vehicle to distribute work performance reports? If you guessed managed communications, then you are correct. The answer is managed communications. So the answer looks like this. You see that? So you can see the two processes in question are monitor and control project work and manage communications. Now, why don't we take a look a little bit closer and see what exactly is happening in these two processes in some more detail, and that means we need to open the PMBOK guide. But today, I'm going to open it on my tablet. So why don't we do that? Let's open up the PMBOK guide. There is something I want to point out to you regarding work performance reports and also project communications. So if you will, follow me to 4.5, and we're looking at page 112 in the PMBOK guide. And it states, work performance information is combined, recorded, and distributed in a physical or electronic form in order to create awareness and generate decisions or actions. Work performance reports are the physical or electronic representation of WPI, work performance information, intended to generate decisions, actions, or awareness. They are circulated to the project stakeholders through the communication process as defined in the Project Communications Management Plan. Examples of work performance reports include status reports and progress reports. So all those status reports and all those progress reports that you guys churn out daily, weekly, monthly, They all fall into the bucket of work performance reports. It says, work performance reports can contain earned value graphs and information, trend lines and forecasts, reserve burn down charts, defect histograms, contract performance information, and risk summaries. They can be presented as dashboards, heat report, stoplight charts, or other representations useful for creating awareness and generating decisions and actions. So I'm reading all of this to give you a clear idea of what exactly these work performance reports are, because you use these almost every single week as a project manager. All right, now if you wanted to get the visual of what I'm talking about, you need to take a look at this interaction on page 106, and you can see work performance reports going into 1, perform integrated change control, 2, manage team, 3, manage communications, 4, monitor risks. You can see that. So these work performance reports are going to be used for all sorts of endeavors within the project. And it is important that you know these 4: perform integrated change control, manage team, manage communications, and monitor risks. Those are the places your WPR is going, okay? Now, to take this a step further, let's go to the actual process in question, manage communications, in order to link this with project communications, okay? So let's take a trip here to chapter 10 and 10.2 to be precise. So if you go to 10.2, let's go to page 380 and figure 10-6. What you'll find is project communications is an output of managed communications, and it goes into project documents to become part of project documents. But what exactly is this? Every manner of communication within the project can be classified, especially those sent between stakeholders. And depending on the company's policy, these could be archived for long periods of time or not. This is on page 387. It says, project communications artifacts may include, but are not limited to, performance reports, we just talked about that, deliverable status, schedule progress, cost incurred, presentations, and other information required by stakeholders. All right? So I hope this gives you some clarity regarding what exactly is happening in this particular process. Take a look one more time. Monitor and control project work, manage communications. These are both very key in project management. Without managed communications, you cannot distribute information. Without monitor and control project work, you've got no reports. So these work hand in hand. Remember, if you're looking for awesome project management training or coaching, please visit www.praizion.com. Thank you for your audience, and remember to subscribe and hit like and stay tuned to the channel so you get these quizzes as soon as they come out. Take care and bye for now.